Hey friends, welcome to my Winterfest vlog. The first thing we did on our way to Winterfest was stop by Hungry Jack's and get some food while we also listened to some medieval remixes of popular songs. Hello! Basically, we weren't going to come today because we thought we didn't have the money for it, but we have decided to go to Winterfest anyway, so I will be making a little vlog on our adventures. It's taken quite a while to get into the car park, but we're finally here, so hopefully it won't take too much longer to find a park, and then we will be on our way. I have dressed up a little bit. I'm wearing pants and a cloak and like a little corset thing and elf ears. I went warm today because 1, it is Winterfest, and 2, it's kind of cold, but I also made our dress up a little bit as well, so we should be good. As this Ren Fayre was at a showground this time, there was plenty of places to park the car, although it did take a little bit of time to get in. We luckily prepaid for our ticket so we could just show the barcode and walk straight in. Winterfest was a lot bigger than Blacktown. We just got here and I have to pee. There was a lot of things to see and do, and one of the first stops that we saw was the salami place, which was also at the Blacktown Medieval Fair. As I said previously, we didn't have a lot of money to spend while we were here, so we did spend a lot of the time just browsing and taking note of a bunch of the stalls that were around. Because it was a lot bigger than the Blacktown Medieval Fair, there were so many new faces and so many new stores to actually have a look at. I don't know if you guys can tell as well from the videos because I didn't really record the sky, but it was very overcast and cloudy that day. It had actually been raining quite a lot in the lead up to the event, but luckily not on the day. But the whole showground was still super muddy, and we even got stuck a little bit in the mud on the way in. I basically just wanted to use this vlog to show you guys our experience of the Ren Fayre itself, but also take notes of things that I wanted to buy so I can look back in future, figure out where exactly it was, who had it, and what I wanted. My favorite thing about Winterfest is that they had a lot of store-bought looking things, but also a lot of handcrafted items. So there were leather makers, there were wooden swords, and workshops where kids could actually learn how to do these things, but you could also buy like a replica Lord of the Rings sword or some chainmail as well. I thought this necklace was really snazzy. I thought this little area was cute as well. It was just little party games and medieval games for kids to play. And I absolutely really love these crystals. They had these wonderful encrusted wooden daggers and I just thought they were gorgeous. I did see a bunch of witchcraft books and books on the occult and things, and I thought they were really interesting. I did want to buy some. Or even these leather-bound journals. I feel like I've always wanted something like this and I just never have had the opportunity to buy one, and usually they're quite expensive if they're handmade. Another stall had these Viking braids where you could sit and get your hair braided, and I would have loved to have done that if we had the time. We did only stay at the Ren Fayre for a couple of hours because I did have an interview later on in the afternoon, so we couldn't spend a lot of time there, but I'm so glad we went. This stall is one of the leather maker stalls where they were actually running workshops so you could learn how to put the leather together and make a little bag of your own. I love these water pouches, and learning that they were wax inside to keep the water in was really cool. We did also try the iron brew, which they had available at a Scottish store. And we even got to see this Highland cow. His name was Fergus and he was so cute. And then we were finally coming around to the blacksmithing area and where people were actually working on site to make things. At one of the stalls you could even go in the draw to win that axe, which I thought was really cool, but we didn't end up getting a ticket, I don't think. And I love these little dragon guys. There were also some wood craftsmen and people working the lathe. And while this was on, they had a lot of LARPing and other role playing in the background, including these guys on their way into battle. I think one of my favorite things about seeing all of the handcrafted items is just seeing the craftsmanship and the time that went into things. You can also meet a lot of the people who are doing the crafting on site, and this guy in particular was doing cooking and showing off some of the weapons and stuff that he had in the background. This little clip is just to show you how muddy our boots and shoes got on the way around the fairground. And Alk pointed out this little crossbow turret, which was really cute and well made. These guys were quite funny. They were testing out armor and showing that you couldn't actually hurt yourselves with it when play fighting. Like, he barely even moved when he was hit. And then there were these stalls, which were like the kitchens and things of the Ren Fayres, and they showed what sort of grains and stuff were common around the medieval era, and also how they grinded them and used them for cooking. Like the medieval fair in Blacktown, there was also supposed to be jousting later on, but that was in another 2 hours from when we were there, so we weren't gonna miss it, and we did end up catching the horses on the way out though. I would have loved to have seen it, but the stalls were also already full, there were no places to sit, and we were also getting kind of hungry at this point, so we went over to the food section. We got a couple of rolls from the German grill house. There was a beef brisket one and a pulled pork one, and I thought they were very tasty. We also managed to find a table on the inside of the Dragon Bar so we could sit and eat. Doesn't it look good?
I'm having a really good time. I don't know if you can hear me.
While we're inside, we also found the section where they started side quests and stuff for guests to be involved in the role playing. On the outside of the bar, they also had a bunch of mead stalls and honey stalls, and I did manage to buy a bottle of mead, and it was coffee flavored and also known as the haste potion. We went for one more walk around and then decided it was time to leave, and like I said, we did see these horses on the way out, which I was happy to see even if we didn't get to see the jousting itself. It was pretty freezing, so I was glad to go home.
Hey friends, we've just gotten home. We only stayed at Winterfest for a couple of hours because it really showed itself for winter. It got kind of cold and we were tired because we've had a lot on lately. So we didn't buy too many things. We got some mead and we bought some donuts and some food, and yeah, now we're home and this is it. I don't know what else to say. I'm sleepy. There's Suki. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog. I've been liking going to the Ren Fayres. I don't think there's any more on in Sydney for the next year, so if we go to any more, probably be in another state until next year. I don't see that happening though. But yeah, if you like this, let me know, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.